Alright guys, today what I'm going to be doing is changing out the check strap on this 2006 F350. It's going to involve removing the door panel. You can't get the check strap off from the outside. The part number is it's a Dorman part. I'll go ahead and show you guys part number. There's the part number. I bought the part from rockauto.com. Seems to be a fairly cheap place to get them. So we'll go ahead and get started. First thing to do on these door panels is to pry up right here in the front of this part. You can use if it's tight, you can use a flathead screwdriver. This truck was owned by a landscaping company, so I'd suspect there's going to be a bunch of dirty parts down inside the panel. I'm going to get you guys a little closer, and I'm actually going to pause you for a sec. Okay, and I'm going to show the clips being pulled out. There's little things that you depress down, and they should just pull right out. And they're little clips. The green one is on the side instead of in the front. And this little guy right here, I don't know if he has a clip or not for the windows. Yep, he does. Alright. And what you're going to notice is that, there's a 7mm bolt here. There's also a 7mm bolt down underneath that light. So we'll go ahead and pop this light off. See if I can get mine out. I need a screwdriver. Alright, I'm back. I got a screwdriver. So just pop that out. I'll need to clean that. Come on. Alright, it's supposed to be 7mm, so, and it is. I'm sure I'll need to clean this door panel while it's out. And so we'll go back up to this one here, and we'll get that off. Now the previous owner must have damaged the door check, because when I bought it, it came that way. So I've never had this panel off. Oh, and so the other thing is, let me back you guys up. This needs to come off, and I'm told that you just grab it up here and pop it off. And like so. And then the door body should just lift up, the door panel. And then the one last thing you got to do, which mine's already been pulled out, is there's a courtesy light that's normally attached right here. It looks like somebody, that it's not in there. It may not even be part of this package, I don't know. All right, I'm going to take my door check out through the speaker, so I'm going to pull the speaker. And the bolts for the speaker are 5.5mm, and you can get these little kits at Harbor Freight. They're wonderful. And that'll allow me easy access to the door check. Door Check is an 11 millimeter, or in my case I'm using 7/16. I'm going to take these two bolts off. These bolts here, I couldn't get a socket on them, so hopefully they'll come off with the open end wrench, because they're too close. They're too close to this bracket to get off with a socket. So I'm going to stop the video here, and you guys will see it next when it comes out. Make sure when you pull it out to check the orientation, because it does have a specific orientation. It is handed. It's not universal. You can put it in backwards. Alright guys, I got it out. So one of the things I wanted to show you is on the old part, if I focus in on it, you can see that the bend right here goes up. This is the old part. See how it says out? That lettering was facing the outside of the door. So on the new part, the new Dorman part, all it says is made in China. But you can see that the new part also has the curve going this direction. In this case, the stamped text is going to go in towards me. There's nothing on it that says in or out. So in this case, the Dorman part number, the bend goes forward towards the outside of the door, and I can verify that by putting them side by side. I'll hold them up vertically so that you can see. The bend is going forwards, and it's more subtle on the new one than it is on the old one. You can see the rubber is missing on the old one, and it's just shattered on the shaft. So they're going to go like this, and I'm going to get it started. It also turns out that you can get the ones off on the car side. So the ones here, I got those off with those same Harbor Freight extensions, that style there. This is my setup to get those off, and they are blue Loctited on. So I'm going to get this thing orientated, make sure I got it right, and then I will talk to you guys in a second. Alright guys, I used the impact gun to drive these down, and now I'm just checking them with the open end wrench. I did put Loctite back on them, blue Loctite, non-permanent, and I'm just tightening them to what feels like maybe, well, if I had to guess, probably 20 to 30 foot-pounds. And that's it. It doesn't allow the door to go as far now, but it's got a much heavier detent as well. So I'm going to reverse this back out. Sorry you guys are getting the glint from the sun. I'm going to blow my speaker off first very carefully. It's got heavy dust on it. And we'll be back. Alright guys, remember speakers are 5.5 millimeter. I went ahead and installed it. I wiped my door cover down. If yours doesn't stick when you go to put it back in, you can use a little 3M contact adhesive to get it back where it wants to be, where it's supposed to be. Mine stuck well enough that it's going to stay in place till I get the door panel on. So door panel's next. You can tell when you've got, the speaker bolts look real similar to the door bolts. Door bolts, I'll show you what the difference is. The door bolt has a rounded end on it with no threads. And it's a different head. It's not a 5.5. It's an 11, or it's a 7. The speaker bolts do not have the rounded end, and they're a 5.5, but they look real similar, so you could swap them accidentally if you weren't paying attention. So we'll get zoom back into the door here, and we'll just pop the door panel back on. And the door panel goes bottom first. It sets on the clips, and then make sure your harness is pulled up into place, and then you just lift up. You're going to also want to make sure your door lock goes through, and you just slightly lift up, and it should slide right into place, and it should be tight all the way around, so you can just feel it all the way around. Next I'm going to put this clip back on that goes right here, top of the door. And so I'm going to make sure there's also a little, let me see if you guys can see that. There's also a little clip. Let me get you guys up in the air here. There's a little clip right here, so you want to make sure that that goes underneath this piece right here. Make sure that's right. And it should shove right into those holes. Be clipped in place. And then what we're going to do is we're going to put our 7mm in right here. And I'm going to try to get it back in the same spot it was before. And then same thing down here. Now I noticed I didn't clean this, so real quick I'm going to clean that because it's disgusting. So I just, when I recycle my old shirts, I turn them into rags. Use a screwdriver to get in those fine joints. And like I said before, a landscaping company had this, so there's just dust everywhere. I'll never get it all out. And a 7mm. And I can see the washer mark, so I know it's going back in the same spot. And in this case, my truck did not come with door illumination. I'm sure I could find the circuit and install it. Don't really care. Down the road at some point I might care. I'm going to hopefully install interior LED lighting, so it'll be bright, plenty bright. And then this just goes in like so. And then last but not least, we got this panel to put back in place again. It's dirty, so I'll get in here real quick and get all the dirt out of the corners best I can. Always try to leave it better than I left it, or better than I found it, I mean. So we'll get all these clips back on here, and I'm pretty sure they're dummy proof, so you can't get them in the wrong order. Guessing that one goes there. I know the green one went on the end because I remember taking it out last. Yeah, they're pretty much dummy proof. And then you slip this tab back in, snap it down, and you're good to go. So that is installing the new door hinge. Works, no more noise. It's a beautiful thing. Hope this helps someone. Talk to you guys later.